Hey everybody, today I am going to be reviewing Black Bag. This was directed by Steven Soderbergh. What I've always respected about Steven Soderbergh is that he's able to put his foot in all kinds of different worlds. He's a versatile filmmaker. He can go into independent film, he can go into commercial, and he has an appreciation for all kinds of genres and styles and, everything from, yes, blockbuster films to more art house. But he also strikes me as old school in the sense that he's very utilitarian, like the old classicist. It's like he can crank them out whenever he wants to. And the result is often like 70, 80-minute compact little movies. And I think they're meant to be kind of like a slice of cake, like the movie Presence, which I saw not even 2 months ago, came out in January. And that was kind of a spin on an archetypal ghost story. To me, it wasn't fully there, and the third act was off, very off execution-wise, but I have to tell you, I haven't seen a ton of movies yet this year, and so obviously it's a low bar, but that movie emotionally resonated with me maybe the most so far. Despite its flaws, the ending is haunting as hell, at least to me. It's something that I still think about, and back to back, we have this new movie, Black Bag, which is very different in aesthetic, in tone. This is a sleek, very classical type of Hollywood thriller, and it is quite compact, just like Presence is. And I would say overall, the effect of this movie is demure, but it has this air of cool elegance always, and it's very Hitchcockian. You could easily make the comparison to Mr. and Mrs. Smith as an example. This movie is about relationships, essentially. It is about marriage and the complexity of what it means to be committed to your partner, faithful to your partner when you have to weigh moral complexities. How well do you really know the person sleeping next to you? All of it is packaged to us as this espionage whodunit type of thriller, and it has a star-studded cast. And so, yeah, I liked the old school notion of it. This is a movie about like a secret agent power couple, and that is played by Cate Blanchett and Michael Fassbender. Kate's character might be up to no good, and so the Fassbender character might have to choose. He might have to choose between the loyalty and safety of his wife or the safety of the people. I like the concept of this film. This is one of those on-paper type of movies, as in everything looks good on paper, as in you've got Steven Soderbergh, great director, you've got a strong cast, you have a great premise. This isn't a grand set piece type of movie. It's quite intimate. It relies more on conversations between characters in bedrooms or in boardroom offices or during dinner parties. It's low key. It's light on spectacle, I'd say. So, there aren't any big, action sequences or anything like that. I would say it's incredibly reliant on atmosphere. And I say this is an on-paper movie because just like Presence, there's just something lost in the execution of it, and I really want to love it, but it's just not vibrating. There's something slight about this whole movie where it feels like a whisper, and I don't mean in a good way. Obviously, it's meant to be slight by design to a degree, but it's like, I think this movie maybe wants to be the type of whisper that's like titillating, and maybe it seeps into your being a little bit and you think about it later on. But no, this more had the effect of, wait, did I hear something? I don't think so. Despite the execution, I definitely had a more emotional connection to a movie like Presence. Maybe that's just more of a personal opinion or whatever. But here, I'm definitely more drawn to like the taste levels, the aesthetic. But the movie lacks weight. It lacks presence. It lacks a stickiness as enticing as the dialogue is, as interesting as the ideas and the characters can be. I love the idea of a spy thriller, but it's all kind of, told through dialogue, if the dialogue is interesting enough to withstand the whole thing. But here, I just feel like we're more getting stuck in the weeds of all that dialogue. And I do wish we had something to break up the monotony of those scenes just a little bit. I don't mean anything dramatic or crazy, but, even just silent moments. Help orient us as the audience in the characters, in their perspective, what they're going through. I want to feel so much more on edge. I want to feel the stakes. And I also want to have a lot more investment in the characters more than just kind of the surface cheekiness. We do have intriguing characters here, like I said before. Obviously Cate Blanchett is playing, the type of role she's known for. Androgynous, intimidating, ruthless, and there is a domineering quality to her, and you wonder, it's like what could possibly soften her? And I guess it is the very icy, mannered Michael Fassbender in this case. He is more reserved compared to her more domineering energy, but then that slowly comes forward. So I thought that was interesting. I also like the relationships with, the other couples, particularly in like the dinner scene. Scenes like that are when the movie is at its best because, it's tackling, I shouldn't say tackle, but it's at least probing more dark complex questions that are simmering beneath all of the froth. But again, it's always maintaining that cheekiness and that prickly demeanor. But I just feel like we're barely sinking our teeth into this. It's like when you go out to the beach and have a good time, it's like you want to do more, hopefully, than just get your feet wet, but that's what it feels like. It felt like I only got my feet wet. As I was driving home from this movie, I didn't even make it all the way home, and I had forgotten what I had just seen. It just evaporated from my brain, and that's what's frustrating, is when you have ingredients like this, when you have amazing actors and all that, all of these pieces on the board that have the potential to take us to delicious places. It's just frustrating that there's a lack of teeth here, a lack of boldness. Like I said at the beginning of the movie, this seems like Soderbergh is trying to make his slice of cake type of movie, Hitchcock reference, but where it's just enough, it's not too decadent, but to me, it's way too small of a piece of cake. I think if we had made the dilemma of sacrifice more prevalent in the movie, particularly how it weighs on the Fassbinder character, I think it could have worked, and it would help to delay the suspense a little bit more. It's like, keep it more misty. It's like, what is the Fassbinder character going to do? How loyal is the husband willing to be, and what does that say about his morals, our morals, loyalty versus morals that can get messy very quickly. But as it stands, about halfway through, it feels like we're completely depleted of all of that tension. And I don't know, it's just going through the motions by that point. Again, this isn't cinematic enough, cheeky enough, dark enough when it had the potential to do all of those things. I know Soderbergh can do better. I know he can push a lot further. So this is kind of a skip for me, even though I can respect the taste levels and, the elements that go into it. It had so little of an impact. I'm like, maybe stream it if you want to, catch it on TV, but that's really all I feel. But yes, that is my video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to plug my website as always. It is deepfocuslens.com. I'm an artist. I do commission portraits, and I also sell prints of my work. If that is something that you're interested in, you can always go to the website below. And if you have a question about a commission or a print, you can always email me. My email is in the description box below as well. Also, I'd like to give a shout out to my patrons who are great. Guys, thank you so much for your support. Welcome to all the new members. If you are interested in supporting, the link for that is below, as well as the rest of my social media information. You can watch more videos here, and you can subscribe if you'd like. Catch you next time.